Welcome back, folks. A bug just attacked me immediately. I got attacked by a ladybug. So, the party returning from their inquisition with the Temple of Light. Everybody came, right? But everybody was like invisible, right? And then spiders. How long does your wild shape last? And how long does invisibility last?
Level.
Half your druid level.
3 hours.
In hours? Okay, so you're good. Because you're coming you're coming up to about the hour mark.
Yeah, I'm
while in the temple.
Hour. So
time to scoot.
yeah. Bree's gonna grab Ace, and as she's going, she's putting her hood up and just trying to get as far away from the temple before her spell wears off.
So you guys are starting to feel the effects of the invisibility start to wear off. You start to leave the temple. You feel, or you see that the door opens. That meeting is ending, and that's when Karen is being let loose and coming out and speaking with Rowan, and you guys are scooting your butts out of there.
What happened in there? As we probably are like good 20 or 30 feet from the door.
Again, I'm not going to respond verbally. Well, I'll respond verbally with, they just had some questions about us.
Oh.
So that it's not odd that you answered and I didn't answer back, but telepathically, I'm going to communicate that they have a very deep-seated, I won't even say suspicion, they know the magical capabilities, or at least have a very good idea of myself, Briar, and Asher. And as we've all already determined, their heretical powers as far as the temple's concerned. It came off relatively tame at first, but at the end was basically calling us out on using powers that they have banned. And I'm quite frankly surprised that they gave me the option to remain for the evening while they did some more investigation, rather than just take me away. They probably don't want to do anything too public just yet. Immediate action might have undue consequences, but I don't know for sure. All I know is they have cast a very scrutinizing eye upon us, regardless of the good that we've done or will do. And that's all telepathic.
Yeah, it's that it's your ability.
As you guys
now
are being escorted by a group of paladins out of the temple, again, that those bridges that extend into themselves, one is extended out and leaves you into the market district where the lost procession was had earlier in the previous day. And you are now alone with the rest of your party. As you guys have had to wait for that bridge to come across, you have just a few more seconds before you are returning to visibility.
So she's just going to be toting along Ace and then kind of keeping an eye out and trying to duck into like any sort of corner so that when they come to, it's just like nonchalant, buddy.
Yeah, it's open marketplace. The market is a little bit becoming lively in the afternoon with no processions or anything like that going on. But in your current area, they keep it pretty empty. So you're going to have to kind of book it to get to some place where
we're running.
Just appear in the marketplace, maybe. Yeah.
She feels it almost like you really have to tinkle, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Okay, we gotta go."
do the loss of invisibility dance. Yeah, in the middle of the marketplace, finally you come to, and you're visible. Roll perception to see if anybody notices that.
Cool.
Any kind of reaction to that.
16 plus 6. Okay, yeah. Yeah. We're good.
16 plus 6. Yeah. As you come to, you kind of just like look around and you see there's a man with just kind of a bread cart. His various assortments of different types of bread and even some kind of like pastries and such. And he's just like,
I'm just gonna keep walking.
Asher's just gonna climb out of Rowan's backpack and just put himself on his shoulder.
little spider.
As we're walking and as Karan was telling all this stuff to Rowan, to kind of fill that gap of probably weird quiet, I'm sure Rowan would probably say, well, let's see if everybody's at the tavern, or see where we can find them. And then Rowan's just gonna kind of look on his shoulder and probably see the spider and just kind of do like a little like eyebrow movement, like sly. And just continue on like normal.
Where
Probably
you guys
talking
heading?
about random things.
You're trying to head back to the tavern. Yeah, you
just-
didn't really necessarily know
just
they
keep-
were invisible or following you. So.
Yeah, just to keep it casual that we're going back. I mean,
Yep.
That's where we were. That's where we're going back to.
You guys make your way through the marketplace relatively undetected, aside from Breadman, but he didn't seem to. He's just like, oh, that's interesting.
Do you think we should get anything while we're already in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think we should definitely get back before we got some things to discuss before we do a shopping spree. I know, Briar, we need bakeries and stuff, but we need to talk first for sure.
Okay. Yeah, we should find out
Any
what they
quick
were
things
saying.
that you want to buy, you can kind of do that as you're walking through the marketplace. Unless you really want to hurriedly get back to the tavern.
Okay, I'm just going to leisurely walk by and get some pastries.
From the guy that you just we should make trick day.
For brevity, while we're doing the shopping, I will disseminate what I said to Rowan to everybody else.
Right.
Rather than
So-
repeating it, 4 more times.
You get the lovely bad news from Karan. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so pastries. Yep.
So mark off how much you're getting.
I'm gonna get like a baker's dozen. So
Baker's
13
dozen, okay, so 13.
pastries.
It'd probably be probably about 5 silver worth.
Okay. Easy.
They're pretty delicatessen. Very very well made from this
Oui, oui.
shocked baker.
As we approach the tanker, Rowan on the steps is going to be like, thank you, gentlemen, for your escort. Is there anything else we can give you or provide you before we...
The paladins
wrong
did not
part
come with you,
inside.
sorry. Yeah. They left you alone after you left the gate from the initial.
Oh,
Yep. Sorry.
okay. Cool. So then...
Didn't happen.
Yeah, Rowan and Karan. Well, Rowan is gonna head into the Taker's tankard, and back to the room in which he left, bringing Jathril and
yeah,
Marty
so-
too.
On your guys' way before you get all the way in there, just in the street, you see through the not only are there shops and stalls set up in the actual marketplace area in front of the King's Perch itself, but there's also just little stands and stuff and people kind of pretty crowded, bustling street day. But there is a a town crier delivering more news from around and about. And the town crier kind of speaks up from reading from his scroll as per usual, as you've seen in the past. News report, large army of thousands reportedly forming in the northwest, possibly march along the Black Bridge anticipated. The Lords of Eswind will be meeting in the coming days to convene in the council. Devastating attack in Riverend. No word from Lord Alfred from Riverend. Rumors of King Varth of Zahath sanctioning the death of his own people, even whole villages, reached our shores recently. In other news, the Order of Heroes has been permitted the use of new legalized magics, and a deal completed with the Temple of Light. No facts disclosed upon that deal. In other news, Asher Asterian's assistant did not survive their quest, despite all efforts of the Temple of Light. And other news, and he kind of trails off to more local, less interesting stuff.
Did you hear that, Karan? We may be able to talk to the Order.
It's a possibility. I know. When I was being the Inquisitor, he made mention about how there is certain sanctions that are given to Royal and their guard, but we did not hold those exemptions, so we have to make sure that we approach the right people. Seeking any exemption from the church would in itself be an admission of guilt of utilizing heretical magics. That's
Right.
basically what was accused of after attempting to find some information about getting that type of pardon from the temple.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can talk about it later, I guess, with everybody else and see what we can do. As we're walking to the Cantanker's tankard at this point, because we're doing a rewind of us walking through the streets and hearing the crier. Do I see Bree and
Yeah,
Dom
you guys would have
in
run
the streets?
into each other by the time that you made it outside, because you guys were making it outside at the same time. They just had to scurry up a little bit further ahead into the marketplace, become visible, and then recruit back with you guys. So you guys are back together. Yeah.
They didn't talk to me. So
I got
Yeah,
the
the Cantanker's
because then,
tankard.
like Karan said, that he relayed everything to everybody.
Okay.
Just expedited, just so he doesn't have to talk so much.
Yeah. To the same room we were all in then to
Yeah.
talk.
Okay. Yeah. You guys make your way back into the room. Yeah.
What do we want to do?
Oh god, I don't know. These last 24 hours have been enlightening for the least.
First and foremost, Dom, I know you gave this back to me, but I doubt that there's anything that is more important in my mind than yours. I'm going to insist that you equip this. Please.
Yeah. So, that's kind of the point. I understand your want to protect. But I feel like you guys not knowing is more dangerous than knowing. And in hopes that you can help come up with a solution. I know you've got a lot going on right now, Karan, with the peace that, you and the Nermeen, some are in mix with, and until we can get that figured out, your mind being sharp is definitely valuable to this family and to this party, and that's why I think I gave the ring back to you, especially if what you said about the Temple of Light coming after us. It's good to keep our healer and our good friend Goron. So the news that I got that is life-changing. Once I tell you guys, it won't be the same. We're gonna all be even have more of a target on our backs. But if I don't tell you, and you find out later, or it's information that you need to survive, I can't take that guilt on my conscience. And I trust you. You guys brought me back from the dead. I owe you my life as it is. When I was with Kozrak, he told me a story. A story of he used to be the mage hand for a young apprentice of his. And they went over across the sea to Zehath. They had a relationship that was not allowed high nobles. He tried to lie to me. Again, not wanting me to know the truth to try and protect me, but yeah, I kind of got a little upset and demanded to know the truth of my past, and he told me that my mother is Queen Elspeth of Zehath, and my father is King Cantonius.
So you're and I pardon this expression, the illegitimate son
I'm the bastard
between
of
the
kingdoms.
two kingdoms.
Yeah. Kind of interesting hearing that whole fantasy story from oh, what's that dude's name that was obsessed with your cock, Rowan?
Mr. Silence.
Mr. Silence.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
That is. I knew there was something grand, but that scope. That impacts the whole continent.
That explains the bounty on your head.
So that
Explains a lot.
also
God.
means you have a half sister.
Yes,
Mhm.
I do have a half-sister, but it seems that somebody has been paying a lot of attention to her, so I haven't been worried too much lately.
Is anyone else, aside from, well, now us,
So that's the
Kazrak?
thing. This is the reason I told you. King Voth knows. That's what started the war between the two of them. That's why Queen Belspeth, no, I'm sorry, Queen
Belabeth.
Elspeth has been not seen. And I don't even know if my mother is alive, or my maiden mother, or hell, my adopted mother by this point. It's all been very confusing. I ran out to the courtyard because I just didn't know how to react, because, how do you say hi to a dad that, abandoned you and then left you and then, oh, sorry, trying to protect you, yeah, whatever. But I feel like I need to talk to him again. I feel like I need to get things straight. I need to know if he's on my side or if he wants me dead. I mean, am I a threat to him, or is this information something that we could use against Zehath, against the king? If I'm the rightful heir and he's treating his as we just heard from the town crier, he's treating his people this way. Seems like a pretty easy way to start a revolution.
I would walk that road very lightly, Dom.
Mhm.
We don't know much about King Antonius. Sounds like a good man, but we don't know him.
You're essentially a weapon
Yeah.
for him to
You're a
wield.
symbol.
Always have been.
Did Kazarok say explicitly that's what the war is about? It's you.
Azrak said that King Voth found out. I don't know if that's the main reason, but I always knew that he didn't like the peace between the two kingdoms in the first place. If this gave him the reason to break the treaty, then I don't know, I can't tell you that. But I could tell you that it probably had a big part of it.
Then I would have to agree. We have to tread lightly with everyone. If King Antonius, regardless of if he is your blood father, if he finds himself in a corner, he could utilize you as a means to an end to the war. We have to consider that option.
That's why I feel like I need to talk to him. I need to know him. I need to get to understand his character. I mean, he is half me, right? So, I've always been honest. Hopefully I get that from my father's side and not my mother's.
Well, I mean, that kind of personality trait is usually indicative of the people who raised you, not where your genes come from.
Yeah,
The nurture.
I guess so. Just
Right, that's
I'm
it.
hoping for the best in people, you know.
It's a good word. I don't know, Dom. I got a little voice telling me you gotta be careful with the king. I have your back, brother. But I'm just telling you how I feel, and we don't know him. He is part of the crown. He will protect his at all costs, and his name and his authority before anything. That's me. Go ahead.
My concerns also are not just with the king's position and the king's interests personally within the family, but the influence of the temple. If they were to find something about this, who knows?
You think that we'd be able to get rid of Mother Catherine? Not murder her, no. But find someone that's more suitable for her place.
We know someone who's more suitable for her place.
I know, and we haven't contacted her yet, and that's worrying me. There's been so much going on, I need to know. And he's gonna look at Jathriel. I need to know that she's safe.
Oh, you mean I meant someone else. So, what we have learned is that not all the ladies at the Temple of Light are pieces of shit like Katrine. And some of them stand together, and they may see a few people as potential leaders. I can think of one that Karan seems to know very well. As being a potential very good fit.
You think that with everything she's doing with the Nermine, she's already got so much on her plate that she could turn around and come back and try to...
What we're talking about would take time. We cannot just kill Katrine. Like, well, I don't like her, and I know I have already suggested murdering her because fuck Katrine. But we don't yet have the full story. We have pieces. Like, think about when we were going through the town and what I have heard, what I have in my book, then what the town crier is saying. The Order of Heroes can now do a little bit of damage magic, yes? So if what I heard in the temple, and I could be completely off base here, but if the order was gone and the Temple of Light was gone, then did they sell out Asher for the ability to do magic, thinking the need of the many outweigh the need of the few?
Yeah, I don't
Anything's
know.
possible with what we know now, or what little we do.
I understand not killing Mother Catherine is the way that we need to go with this. I don't think that's we would make her out to be a martyr and
Precisely.
us to be the killers. And my thought process is to find possibly something that she's doing wrong. We know that she doesn't like the tieflings and has brought that racism basically to the Temple of Light. Is that something that her book says, or is that something that she says? If we can find her out to be the bad guy and not be the person that she's supposed to be, outcast her by the same people that she is around daily, that's the way that we need to go about this.
We outcast her by proving her wrong.
Yes.
Mhm.
We keep doing what we're doing. We're not doing anything wrong. What we're doing wrong is that we're having the society, the people, recognizing us for things that we're doing right.
Mhm. The only thing that we're doing wrong is wrong in the eyes of the temple and the temple alone. And because we are successful in our endeavors where even the temple itself might fail, Lake Grasp, that is probably why they are looking very intently at us.
I'm going to just take down note of what the town crier said in my notebook, because I don't know if I told you, but I am writing down kind of what the Temple of Light is doing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I
That's
would love
great.
to write a book, and eventually, depending on what happens with you, Ace, I might be writing your story too.
I hope you get to write it and I'm still alive, because it's
Likewise.
questionable.
Rowan's gonna go up to Dom and just sling his arm around his shoulder and kind of like pull him into like a big hug. We got you.
Yeah.
Through
So,
here.
on to the next list. I think we should talk to Elena about this. I think
I
maybe
agree.
there are transcripts, maybe something of the Temple of Light, something that maybe Mother Catherine is doing wrong, something that we could go after.
Remember, Elena is a part of the Order, not the Temple.
She's an ex-temple mother.
Mhm.
She could still have information, though. She could still have a temple that she knows about that has old transcripts or tombs of what a normal. I don't know. I'm shooting from the hip here, but it does seem like she would have more information we could go from.
We should
I'm gonna
also.
look-
Right.
I'm gonna look to Jathril with the constant mention of Elena.
He seems to be alone with his own thoughts.
We should probably check in on Asher as well.
I agree.
I would
Mhm.
like to talk to him and get more on what happened. I just want to know the process. Like, they went there, why? What did he experience as they were going towards the goal? What did he
It's a good
see?
start. Yeah, that's a good start.
And
The
then
more-
there's the chalice.
Ugh.
Don't want to touch that one. No.
We have.
Not yet.
Yes.
Let's deal with one
No.
problem at a time. The first problem on our
It's-
plate, though.
It's quite literally in the hands of the king.
Yeah, I know. I could talk to him. I could get it. Two birds, one
Yeah.
stone.
We don't
I
want
I
Let's-
too
don't
much
think
on
we're
our
just gonna
plate.
get it.
Let's put a pin in that one for now, Ace.
Yeah.
We need to
All right.
figure out how we need to stay fairly low key for the next, if we're to stay here.
Give me about 45 minutes to an hour. I need to go find Porpoise.
Okay.
I need to go talk to him. I kind of feel bad. He asked to talk with me last night, and I just kind of forgot. So,
Yeah, hey, ask him where he got that ink too.
Yeah. If there's
For
any
sure.
black market magic that we can maybe get our hands a hold of, no receipts.
yeah.
I have to say. Oh, continue. Sorry.
No, go.
I don't think that anyone should go by themselves, even in town. At this
But I don't think we should all be in a group. If the temple is looking for... I'm sure they would like to question myself and Briar.
I could go with Rowan. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if they'll let me pass the door, but I'll be more than welcome to walk with him.
It sounded like he wanted to talk with me alone. I was just gonna ask Jethro and Marty if they wanted to just tag along, and then kind of low key. You
Actually,
guys can.
I have an idea. Asher,
Yes.
maybe you should accompany Rowan discreetly as
Same
you
old.
did into the temple. Because I think the biggest thing would be, if they're going to come for any one of us, or any of us, it's going to be you, Briar, and myself. So we probably shouldn't have all three of us in the same place.
We should
Unless
all
we're
be
all here.
We should all be separated,
Mhm.
and the people they want, so that way they can not get us all. I do need things from town.
If you make me a list, I have a disguise kit. I can paint my face and go
Yeah.
out and buy things.
Bree. And Rowan's gonna go into his pack, and he has a separate satchel, a little bag, that he constantly keeps 500 gold in.
Mm-hmm.
Here,
Okay.
find me a better bag.
Better bag. Okay. 500 G's. A better bag. Okay. Asher, anything you want?
Well, besides healing potions, if they have any, I need a 300 gold diamond,
Oh.
and I'll pass you 450 gold.
Okay. 450 gold. Dumb. Did it dumb? Did it do?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh, you want to come in?
Well, my thought process was possibly me and Karon could make a trip. Maybe we could talk to Kozrak and he could assist us. I don't know what type of mage he is, but I do know he's powerful. Possibly enchantments would be a great addition to the party.
Okay. Karen, do you want anything while you go with them? And she's just gonna start going in her bag. She's pulling out her fancy dress from when we all had that dinner party and her disguise kit. She's just changing to be fancy, and she's putting on her wig. She's hiding her ears, rouging her face up. Yep. So changing and moving.
Aside from the diamonds that we've been searching for, or another one of these rings, there's not anything I can think of aside from standard supplies, so...
Okay.
Right.
Asher's also gonna kind of step to the side and try to contact Koryo and just let her. Basically, the gist of the message would be that we're in Kingshaven, that hopefully everything's okay there, and just be on the lookout for Temple of the Light people.
Okay. She just replies that basically just generally that's going well for them, and that she hopes you're having fun in the city. Curious about how what it's like, but knows that you don't necessarily have to respond. And that she's been having rough nights, but not too bad. Nothing that she can't handle. She's pregnant, by the way, just so you guys know. New people in stream. It's his wife. Wife is preggers. But yeah.
All right.
You guys notice that in kind of a moment of silence, you hear this kind of like where there's a general like lull and murmur and kind of like just vibration of the facility itself, just from the quantity of people in the like dining hall room and the music being played there in the tavern. Suddenly it's really quiet. Like it got real hush real quick.
Would Rowan, you're saying that we all picked up on that?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Like, yeah, just with passive perception, it was just like, maybe, yeah, it's like, the general rumble of the place is quiet.
Rowan's gonna kind of put a finger over his mouth and to the door.
I think we should go check on that.
Before we separate with the plan that we have, Rowan's just gonna go up and give Dom a warrior handshake. And he's just gonna give him a nod.
Before
And
you guys go out,
run.
do you want me to take a look?
How many times can you transform?
Well, it depends. Would this conversation be considered a short rest for Asher?
I'd say you guys have been in there long enough that it would have been about an hour. You can take a short rest, sure.
Well, I can do it 2 times before I have to rest.
So long as you can accompany Rowan still, then you'll be
Well,
our best bet of finding out what's going on.
How are
there.
you guys looking at Briar, Asher, and Karan? Looking on your magic.
I have not used it yet, but
My thirds are gone.
Krun, could you communicate with me if I go out there, take a look, and then pop back in, relay information to you, and then jump on Rowan's shoulder?
The music has not returned, but the general murmur of the tavern has kind of returned a little bit, just at a little bit more hushed. But
I could communicate to you one way as much as possible, but I could only have you respond to me once without me taking a long rest and recharge myself.
I'll just revert back. So Asher will go back into spider form and scurry out to try to see if he can get eyes on the tavern, make sure there's no...
Roll me 2 dexterity saving throws to try not to get stepped on by the packed tavern.
Well, there's a 7 plus a nat 20. The 7's gonna be a 9, and then a nat 20 is gonna be a 22.
Let me challenge that roll. Okay. Making your way through, you kind of scurry along through the tables and like under people's legs and stuff. You try to stay under the tables as best you can. Then you kind of like come out a little bit and you see that there's this big clearing where nobody's sitting in this particular area. You see in this area, Asher Asterion is sitting in one of the booths, and next to him, just kind of tucked away in the corner, is a cloth-covered figure that is just laying in the booth next to him. He just has a tankard in his hand. As you do that, you get stepped on, and that will deform you, reform you back into your normal form. Somebody steps on you, you form back into a human on him, and he kind of trips over and kind of knocks over a table a bit.
Oh, thank God. I've been stuck as a spider for... I was cursed from a witch.
This again.
Oh,
classic go-to.
It's the go-to.
Thank you. And Asher's gonna pull out a gold and hand it to him and be like, this is all I have for my name. But
no problem, mate. That's a bit odd. Right. he kind of glances over at Asher and then kind of moseys on back to his own table. It's like nobody wants to start anything right now. Yeah, still no music playing back up. By this point, Martison has made his way out of curiosity downstairs as well, kind of looking around. The rest of the party is welcome to join if you would like, seeing what the to see.
Can
Yeah.
we hear
mermaids.
Asher and Asher's voice after he transformed back to determine that he was inhuman? Or
Sure.
okay, all right.
Rowan was heading that way anyway, so so Rowan will probably bump into Asher. Where have you been?
That was the spider. I don't know what happened. Oh, you're talking about the. Okay, so there's two different Ashers. There's the party Asher, and then there is Asher Asterion, the paladin that they're about to talk to just now. Oh no, I gotta fix this model. He's tiny right now. Whoop. Fix this guy. Why is he so small? There we go. Asher, what are you doing, buddy? You're not that small. What are you doing? Why are you so tiny? There we go. We'll fix you right here. There you go. That's Asher. How you doing, buddy? Sorry, your girlfriend's dead. Anyway.
Wife.
Yeah, well, his fiance, yeah. They weren't officially married yet.
Nah, that's because,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they couldn't find a temple that would do it.
Fancy Briar's gonna walk down and slip on in to his booth.
Well, before that, before you guys leave, Ace is going to go over to your hand and clasp it in between his two, Briar, and attempt to do what he did the other night, and transfer some magic to you, and we will roll a d6.
Okay.
Right? You will get a second level spell slot back.
Okay. Thank you.
And Karan, Ace will put his hand on your shoulder and do the same to you, giving you as well a second level spell slot back before we leave.
Perfect. So before we left the room, okay.
Before we left the room, yes.
Martison
I actually
kind
don't
of
have any, but thank you.
gauging the awkwardness in the room, the quietness. Perhaps I set the mood. And he kind of goes over and he takes out his lute and kind of sets up on stage, and begins to kind of pluck away at his lute to play a song.
Asher's gonna, now that he's reverted back, he's gonna try to basically get 2 drinks, and he's gonna walk over to Asher and set one on the table, be like, "You appear busy at this moment, but when you get a chance, I believe we would all like to have a word."
He just kind of stares into his tankard as Marty begins to strum away, and then kind of gauging in his head what song he wants to play. He kind of changes tune. The fairest lady of them all laid bare within my arms. I gave to her all my heart, safe from harm, safe from harm. And he kind of just trails off into a musical number.
Yeah, he's just gonna slide the tankard closer to Asher and be like, "We'll be at the table over there, giving you some space when you're ready."
He just kind of motions for you to sit down.
Briar's
Okay.
already sitting next to him.
Ace will sit beside Briar and kind of whisper as Martison is starting to sing, be like, "You know this song's about you, right?" Laughing starts cracking up laughing.
You know, I think one day he may ask me to do a duet with him, and I think that would be a lot of fun if I don't kill him first.
He's starting to grow on you a little bit, isn't he?
Like a tumor.
He appears to have some sort of fungal type qualities
like
to
Marty.
him. He grows
I
on
like
you.
Marty.
Yeah. He
Yep.
hasn't stabbed us in the back again, so, that's good.
Yeah. You are real welcoming and nice to everybody. We know.
Speaking
Rowan's
of which,
gonna take his mug.
Is Valessa around?
She's busy delivering drinks to people, working.
He's
right
just gonna just politely just wave at her as
She
she's
kinda,
working.
There's like a lip bite smile grin. For people that are new, they fucked the night before.
Put that lightly.
Lightly.
Wow. Okay.
Jesus.
Sorry. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Rowan's probably gonna lean against a banister that's probably near the booth, because he's gonna be leaving to talk to Porvis, but he still wants to be there.
I know Karan did want to speak with Asher Styrian. Because
It's good to see you.
and you, I wish there was more that was in my power to do. I'm sorry what I suspected. Seems to be what transpired.
Real sorry, pretty boy. I wish there's something we could do for you. Is there something we can do for you?
I'm assuming you're addressing that to me or him.
I figured we were all sitting at the same table, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Just,
Okay.
He was addressing it to Asher. He calls him pretty boy.
that could be, but again, I don't want to get your hopes up. Save a
I
lot.
don't hold you at fault. I understand. I didn't mean to lash out like I did.
It's understandable. I couldn't imagine.
You're not the only ones being persecuted by the church. We can understand and appreciate that position of scrutiny.
The temple used to stand for so much more. And now it seems all they're concerned about is things looking the way they want them to be. And not true good. True light.
We suspect that the change is not inherent. There are obviously influences within more powerful sects of the church that are manipulating the way the temple practices its faith. I'm sure you can guess who it is we refer to.
Even
if
they're
they
in
are
league
family.
with the Order of Heroes. Both organizations that raised and taught me, created who I am. And both of them betrayed me.
Agreed.
I'd like to make a perception check. Who's listening?
Who's listening? There's
Yeah,
a good
who's
10
listening?
feet away from you. It doesn't necessarily, because the murmur has kind of picked back up.
Okay.
it would be kind of hard, like, and he's kind of speaking softly and low. It would be really hard for anybody around to be able to kind of pick up what they're saying. They literally gave him like a 10-foot radius that they're just like, ooh, don't want to fuck with him right now. Yeah.
No, I'll give him
I'll
a
pull out
wide
my
berth.
journal and my quill.
Breathe, pretty boy. You don't want your next actions to be of not clear-minded.
I'm gonna pop a detect magic, actually, just to see if there's anything unseen observing us.
Roll for perception as well.
I've understand that your love has been gone for a while. Do you know of anyone that we could contact?
22.
Elena? Possibly. Is there anything that we can do to help you? Not the Temple of Light, but we could do something, maybe.
With the 22, looking around, you're pretty confident that there's no kind of scrying or anything like that going on right now.
Good.
I'm not sure that that kind of magic is even within the purviews of Elena's ability. I'm not sure that the Temple of Light even could have done anything by this point, but the fact that they set this up.
People need to know somehow. Asher.
Asher, I would like you to kind of walk me through the chain of events, please. What did you see? What started it? When did you start noticing something was wrong? What was the build up to it? How did you get this mission? Tell me more.
It wasn't until it was already too late that I realized that something was awry.
Who gave you the mission?
Looking back, everything seems to point in that direction. The mission was, as normally they are, handpicked for me. It was supposed to be cut and dry. There was a Baelor that was plaguing the caves up in Goldmount. No one knows how it got there. When we arrived in Goldmount, it was strange. I didn't think anything of it then, but normally there's a larger entourage. They knew we were coming, but it was more hush. Nobody in the Temple of Light available. They had all been stationed elsewhere. And then when we got to the cave and fought the Baelor, that's when I knew that something was wrong. It didn't even try to attack me. And it had a holy enchanted sword.
A Baelor using a holy item.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree that's suspicious. I've only read about them, but their fire, not radiant, from my understanding. I can see your suspicions.
And it was just one. One Baelor, sole purpose, focus was on Eden.
Seemed to be. Not one swipe against me. I didn't even defeat it. It fled. Through some kind of portal. I was so focused on Eden, I fled as soon as I could. Came to the temple in Goldmount, of course. They hadn't returned. No one was there.
anything suspicious about the Order of Heroes? Because I have heard something that makes me a little suspicious.
I didn't think anything of it again until after, when I started to put the pieces together on my journey back. That special mission had that same air of hush, trying to be nonchalant about it, but maybe it's just my mind putting that together, but it feels now, in hindsight, like it was orchestrated.
Feels work.
Maybe we can find some more evidence to help bring this to light.
I should speak to my father and get answers.
Is your father still in Lake Grasp?
I'm unsure. I'm sure he'll be attending the council. Maybe he's on his way this way.
Asher, do you think your father would have time to speak with us when he comes?
Can ask him.
We have something to ask of him, if it's possible. But we have eyes on us as well. We could use his help, if he can give it. And that's all Rowan would say.
I was there when you took Eden into the temple. I was watching from the shadows. How long has your auntie been against Eden? Has it been from the beginning?
That's what helped her gain her ranks up to head mother. Her views and stance on that. And the sanctions she was able to get over time. And now there's the constant struggle between my father and her about what is allowed and what isn't.
It is pretty interesting that now that you are here and you have talked to her, that now all of a sudden the Order of Heroes can do magic, different kinds of magic with the blessing of the temple. Kind of strange, don't you think?
I think I might have some idea of what that mystery deal was.
Would you do me a favor? And she's going to flip her page, because she's been taking notes this entire time. Your thought, would you mind writing that here? And then as I build a bigger picture, anything I see, because I'm trying to do this totally third party. I want a clear view of what's going on. I like facts, and facts don't give a fuck about feelings, really. So,
You see, as he hesitates and waits a moment, and then he reaches for the pen, you see his hand shaking as he reaches for the pen, and then picks up the pen, shaking as he writes.
And she's gonna just like how do I say this not sexually? She's going to, okay, I don't mean this sexually, all right? She's just going to put her hand comfortingly on his, no, knee would be his arm.
He comes immediately.
And just, oh god. That's what I'm trying to, I'm like.
Now that that's out of the
way. She's just gonna, I'm not gonna do magic on him, actually, no. I'm just gonna reassure him, no magic.
While he's signing, I want to roll an additional perception check. It has been a couple minutes. Has anybody come in? Is there anybody watching us? Is there
Go ahead, roll.
anybody that has an unnatural amount of focus on us? Let's fucking go. I rolled a 14 perception plus 4, 18.
18, looking around, nobody necessarily coming in. Somebody that does catch your attention is just in a quick glimpse through kind of like the crowd, just kind of like almost just like a passing face kind of beamed in on at you, that immediately sparks the thought of Corvus.
Rowan's gonna stay. And he's just gonna kind of do a little nod, like, hey, I see you. Just give me a moment, kind of a thing.
Okay. Would you say that you visibly kind of like, well, okay, I guess you nodded. Could I make a perception check to see if I notice Rowan do that?
Go ahead.
It's 16.
You would at least notice that he gave kind of like a look, and then you peering through and looking, you were able to make out the figure through passing people, that same figure of Corvus.
Okay.
Asher,
I'll telepathic.
I know this is a lot at this moment, but we're going to try to help you. But do you know anything about the Inquisitors of the Temple of the Light? What power they have?
They're trained to snuff out magic and magic users and lies.
Do you know a Jothrin specifically? He inquisitioned me about, well, I'd say an hour ago, if that.
He's a very powerful inquisitor.
He certainly gave the impression.
He has a habit of asking questions he already knows the answer to. He just wants to see how truthful you'll be with him as you divulge.
Mm-hmm. I got that impression as well, and unfortunately, he is skilled in his setup. The tame questioning puts you into a situation where you could only answer with but a truth or a lie. He knows what he's doing, which is why I am suspicious we are being scrutinized with intent by the temple.
You may find some solace that while they tie our hands in many ways, their hands are not as free as they like to let on. Play your cards safely and close to hand, and you'll be safe.
That is what we will seek to do. The only other thing that we can do to bolster our position is to find allies. Allies under the same scrutiny as ourselves, or at least do not see eye to eye with the edicts that your aunt proliferates throughout the temple.
But who knows what lengths they'll go to now. If what we suspect they've done with me. And he kind of glances over at the cloth-covered figure. Who knows what they're capable of now? And the Order, too.
Are any of us able to actually see a face to this cloth covered individual?
You can
Oh,
assume
it's
it's Eden.
Eden.
It's this. It's you can assume it's Eden, but it's not like it's like very very covered. So it's just the figure, just kind of like almost curled up in fetal position, just sat
Ooh.
there.
It's not like a bloody rag is just
Yeah,
brought into it. Yeah.
Oh, I was expecting like an actual, just a hooded person, not like.
No. He
Oh,
brought
never
his
mind.
dead fiance into the bar, yes.
Yeah, that's why everybody was keeping like the 10-foot distance, because it's just like, oh, he fucking brought her in here.
Oh, shit.
Rowan is probably gonna just try to see an exit. Almost kind of seeing this is a good time for him to go and talk to Porvis. He's gonna go up to Asher, Styrian, and reach over and kind of put his hand on his shoulder, kind of crossing Bree. We're here for you. I have to step away. I need to talk with somebody, but you know where to find us. And Rowan's just gonna
Asher's
look
gonna
to the
look up
party.
at Rowan and be like, kind of give him a still plan.
Yeah, and Rowan's just gonna acknowledge other Asher, our Asher, and start kind of walking towards where he last saw Porvis.
Seeing them go, I'll just look to see if Asher's done writing. I'd be like, okay, Mr. Fancy Pants. Just remember my super fancy dress, because I don't look like myself right now. Because your aunt being a psycho and all. I'm going to go do some shopping. If you need anything, you just let me know. Your sweet Eden had great taste in alcohol, and I am very sorry that we will not be able to drink together again.
Seeing Rowan get up, Asher's gonna excuse. Let me. I have some other work I need to get done as well. But remember, even in very dark situations, you can still find light. You can still find life. There's always a new dawn. And he's gonna kind of give a little bow and go off with Rowan to try to transform into a spider.
Drink tonight.
Rowan would wait at like the nearest doorway and really keep an eye out for spiders, particularly climbing up his foot before
No,
he leaves.
Asher's just gonna climb onto the top of the door frame and just like, doop.
Rowan's gonna keep an eye out for a spider before he goes down to meet Porvis.
Drink tonight, Asher. Don't do anything rash. Drink tonight, Owen. I'll get you a room here. The bar maiden over there, Valessa. She'll bring the drinks to you as long as you'd like them. I'll buy you a room. You stay here tonight, and then you figure out what you're going to do tomorrow. But you mourn tonight. And with that, he will go over to Valessa, be like, hey, that man over there, he's a good friend. He's been through a lot, as you can probably tell. And he's gonna hand her like 10 gold. His drinks tonight are on me, and if you could find him a room to stay after, that would be great.
Do you know him? Know
Asher,
him?
yeah.
Oh. You guys really have accomplished things, huh?
We get around. Thank you. I'll try to talk to you later. We've got some business otherwise. He'll squeeze her hand and go away. Wait by the door for Karan to say his piece to him, and yeah.
I was actually going to ask, do you intend to search or inter your beloved? What is your plan there? I'll do whatever I can to help you find some peace with this.
I don't think I'm ready to give up yet.
Then what I will do is inquire and see if there is any direction that I can point you. If I might make a recommendation, keep a lock of her hair with you. Even if you lay her body to rest, at least a piece of her will be with you. Who knows what magics could exist in the world? I won't promise you anything, but I completely support your hope. And if we are apart, which we shall be soon, I hope that you do not fear as if I am overstepping were I to reach out to you directly. And I'll put my hand to my head. I have a means of communicating with people over great distances, but I'll say that telepathically.
He just nods.
And then that will be it, and he'll get up to join Dom and the rest.
Okay. Rowan, are you going over to speak with Porvis?
Yep. Rowan's gonna go find Porvis and have a conversation with him.
You see
Quote
him-
unquote alone.
Sitting in kind of one of the smaller booths, where the one that Asher was in was kind of like a two plus person booth. This is just like literally a single person booth, kind of like in a more higher traffic walkway. You see the figure of Porvis, this time fully clothed in kind of like the robe, dark clothes with the kind of maroon strap and the blue accents, and the kind of the scar along his head, and the typical black hair that you're used to seeing. All of the tattoos basically covered up except a little bit that you can see on his kind of his collarbones. As you walk up, he smiles, and then we're gonna take a break. All right, guys. We'll just take a quick little break. Enjoy the stick around for the little short rest, fancy videos and stuff, and we'll be right back. We'll take a quick bio, and thank you guys for hanging out and chatting away. I love seeing your guys' little comments. Yes, you almost broke me several times. I love to see it. Halftime show. At the risk of sounding stupid, the moderators like Spec Fox are the people currently playing. That's Spec Ops Fox right there waving. Sky McSparkle, go ahead, wave.
Hi.
That's Sky McSparkle. Amic, go ahead and wave. Havoc Lord, go ahead and wave. Blind Piranha is can't wave, but that is Karan. Blind Piranha. Like a fanboy real fast.
A
All right.
little wave in the chat there.
A little wave. Yeah, there you go. Throw up that Rowan. It is time for the break. It's the rest. Let's go.